Hi guys, it's Karen. Welcome back to the channel. I have a message from a Divine Masculine. I just got done doing a couple of readings and I am tuned in. This Divine Masculine stepped in and said, wait, before you're done, I have a message too. So I started pulling a couple cards just to see what he had to say, and I had to really dig in. So if you're looking for a private reading, make sure that you go to, all of my information is in the box below. Make sure that you are liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing if you haven't already. I really appreciate that. It makes a big difference for my videos being seen and the message getting out. This Divine Masculine is like so happy. I just hear I hear music in my head. There's like sunshiny music, and of course the sun card came out. But this Divine Masculine specifically, it's like he's telling a story. He's so happy. He's celebrating. He's remembering what joy feels like. It feels like sitting in the warm sun. This is what he's feeling inside of himself right now. He's like, do you remember when we sat in the grass that one day and just talked and like put our faces up to the sun and absorbed the warmth and talked about what a beautiful day it was and told each other about our lives and about our past? And he's like, that's when my life really started. This is when I understood what my path looked like, what this new opportunity, it's like when his life started again. That's what he's wanting to tell you. You can see that the pentacle in here looks like the sun right here. He's feeling so good. His solar plexus right now is so beautiful and so bright and so warm and just emanating with immense light. It's so successful, and it is abundant in his physical reality too. It's almost like he's had another awakening. And he's trying to explain what that feels like right now. It's so joyful. It's a really beautiful energy. He just wants to tell you. He just wants to tell you so much. Like, he's just so filled with joy. He wants to tell you he loves you. He wants to tell his neighbor he loves his neighbor. He wants to, all the cars that drive by, he wants to just be like, I love you, I love you, I love you. You get some love, you get some love, you get some love. He's just so full. It's really amazing. Oh, wow. Really? Maybe this is where it's come from. It's like some sort of completion, some sort of major completion has happened. There's been like a death to himself. There's been a karmic completion. There's been a completion of the darkness, the shadows, the death, the sorrow, the remorse, the darkness in his life is now done. That phase of healing in his life, that phase is done. And now he spent time looking at how far he's come on his path, everything that he's accomplished up until now. It's really like sitting back and taking stock. This is what he was doing, was sitting back, taking stock of his life, looking to see how far he's come, and waiting for something to grow out of that. It's like, what is he looking at? What was he looking at? He was looking at how dark and lost he was all through now up until this point in his life. And it's like he hasn't even really lived yet. He hasn't allowed himself to live. He hasn't been allowed to be himself and to live. And it caused a major tower moment for him. Now, this tower also feels like a huge reset. It was like he needed to be jolted out of this way of being, out of this energy. it needed to, it's almost like I can feel the electricity in the metal of these swords. It just like electrocuted everything and zapped him and has awakened him again. It's like something very, very significant and final happened. And it's caused a major, major completion, a good one. This all looks very dark and heavy, but when you compare it to the energy that he's in now, he's just explaining how that happened, how this awakening happened. This tower feels like he was jolted into another awakening. It does feel like, for some reason, it feels like another awakening. It feels like this divine masculine was already awake, he had already woken, okay? He was already awake. But I think through the healing phase and through all of the things that he has been looking at in his life, looking at trauma, recognizing all of these things, shadows coming up for him, it all got to be a lot. It feels like, from this energy, it feels like there was a separation. It definitely feels like things needed to come apart in order for this reset to happen. Just yesterday, we were talking about cutting cords. We were talking about cutting cords with your divine masculine. In the live that I did with my divine masculine, actually, it feels like that's the energy of this tower. Like, he needed to cut all cords and attachments to you, to himself, to who he used to be, who he's always been, to get to the heart of who he really is and what he wants in his life. It feels like the energy of that, something similar to that, happened between you guys. Or if you guys are not in communication, this is something that he did for himself. He just completely severed all ties to you in order to really clear out just all of the clutter and come down to the purity of what your connection is, the purity of who he is as a divine masculine. And it definitely looks like it was very, very much needed, because the energy that he's in here is just so beautiful. It's like so free and young and filled with amazing light. Yeah. He's saying he was holding on way too tight. He was holding on way too tight. He needed to, he was so afraid to lose the sanity that he had gained with his first awakening. He was so afraid to lose that by being in connection with you, it feels like, that he needed to let go of that really tight hold that he had on, where things were going. He was holding on so tight because it feels like he could feel this coming. But because of that, he was holding on too tight to, it feels like, the image of what he thought love was supposed to be. Like, it feels like, too, he was holding on really tight to the image of what he believed love to be. The start that he thought he was having. It feels like maybe this is in connection with a past love, someone who he had karmic connections with, who he thought was the one who was meant to be forever. And it ended up that she wasn't, but he was holding on so tight to the image of what that was, what he thought that was going to be, and what it was meant to be, and what he thought real love was, that he needed to go through this transformation. He needed to go through this transformation in order to release the tight hold that he had on that. He was still holding on to what ifs and doubt and wondering, and there was something still connected to this other person from his past that he hadn't fully separated from. That's part of what this cord cutting was. This detaching, this tower moment, whatever that was because he was holding on so tight to something from the past, an image of, or an idea of what divine love or pure love or twin flame relationship or whatever situation it was for him, what that was supposed to look like, what the definition of that was. And that tight hold was actually codependent. And so he is transforming that. It's almost like he's pulled the cloak off of himself in order to transform. He's in the middle of a transformation, or he was. It feels like he's out of that transformation now. I feel like that the tower moment is past. He's just explaining where that tower moment came from, why he needed to kind of separate himself from you. And it's definitely connected to a past person, a past love, a past partner, someone he thought was a twin, something like that. Someone he thought was a soulmate. And when I say he, I know that you guys know this, but when I say he, it doesn't have to necessarily be a gender. It really is just the energy. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine polarities within us. So when I say he, when I say divine masculine, I could be talking about you. It could be that right now you're in your divine masculine energy. And so this that I'm talking about has either already happened to you within your divine masculine embodiment within yourself, or it is going to happen. You are on your way to some sort of severing, some sort of tower moment. You can choose for this to happen too. You can take stock of your life and say, I am ready to cut cords with the shadow of who I was, to trauma energy, to I'm ready to move forward into the energy of this. And so I choose to cut all cords and attachments and karmic connections to past lives, to codependency in this life, codependency to your divine partner, whatever it is. Just I want you to remember that this is not necessarily about someone outside of you. This may be you that I'm talking about. Thank you. High Priestess. There's way too many. Thank you. Star. Whew. The secret is you get to have everything that you want. All your wishes can be fulfilled through your own healing. You can manifest anything that you want. You are the alchemist, and it is done through your healing. You ripple out the healing to divine masculine energy by healing that within yourself, by coming into yourself and deciding to co-create with the universe and say, this is what I want for my life. Yes. Being inspired. Starting new, creating movement for yourself in a new, passionate way, understanding passion for yourself, understanding your sacred sexuality, getting back in touch with the divine nature of you. You can create a life. You can create whatever you want. This is major, like, womb healing. This is sacral chakra healing. The secret to manifesting everything that you want in your life, all of your hopes and dreams and wishes being fulfilled, is in the manifestation power coming from your sacral chakra, from the heart of everything. And it can be done through chakra alignment. It can be done by really healing and calling back those pieces of yourself that that were lost through all of this trauma. It's time for a new start. It's time to find your passion again. That's what your divine masculine is doing. That's what he's saying. He's like, find your drive again. Find your passion. What makes you happy? What fills you with joy? What turns you on? That's what he wants to know. It's like come back into your teenage energy. Allow yourself to go back to being a teenager and being in the middle of all of those like raging hormones, and not raging in an angry kind of way, but in a just everything moves you and everything inspires you and everything turns you on and, literally turns you on. Get back into that energy. That's where he is right now. This freedom, this reevaluation, it's like he's free now. The secret is to heal and to be free and to manifest without even realizing you're manifesting. Look, she's just pouring it all out. She's just like throwing it all to the wind. She doesn't even realize she's manifesting everything that she wants. Everything that he wants. He's like a kid again. Look at the energy in this. This is fire. This is passion. This is sexual drive. This is creative, powerful, driven, masculine energy that comes from a place of soft, intuitive healing and knowing. That the balance of those two things is really beautiful. Woo! I'm sweating. That was great. Is that good for you? Thank you to this divine masculine, whoever that is. Hope you guys resonate with that. That was amazeballs. If you are looking for a private reading for yourself, if you resonate with this and you want to dig into your own personal situation, go to my website. All the information is in the box below. Please make sure that you're sharing, liking, commenting. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I want you to put a sunshine emoji in the comments below, and I will pick a couple of people and I'll pull a card for you. Just to say thank you for hanging in there with me. Woo! Man, I need to go take a cold shower. All right, talk to you guys soon.